Reclamation of Independence by Thomas Jefferson, Mark Twain, Dr. Seuss, and Charles Bernharhd Bartholomew Seussian Safari Olson. When in the course of human events it becomes necessary for a person, no matter how small, to dissolve the political bands which have connected her with a government, no matter how large, and to assume among the powers of the earth the separate and equal station to which she is entitled, a decent respect to the opinions of humankind requires that she declare the causes which impel her to the separation. On the far-away island of Salamasand, Yertle the turtle was king of the pond. A nice little pond. It was clean, it was neat. The water was warm, there was plenty to eat. The turtles had everything turtles might need, and they were all happy, quite happy indeed. They were until Yertle, the king of them all, decided the kingdom he ruled was too small. "I'm ruler," said Yertle, "of all that I see, but I don't see enough, that's the trouble with me. With this stone for a throne, I look down on my pond, but I cannot look down on the places beyond. This throne that I sit on is too low down. It ought to be higher," he said with a frown. "If I could sit high, how much greater I'd be. What a king I'd be, ruler of all I could see." So Yertle the Turtle King lifted his hand, and Yertle the Turtle King gave a command. He ordered 9 turtles to swim to his stone, and using these turtles he built a new throne. He made each turtle stand on another one's back, and he piled them all up in a 9 turtle stack. And then Yertle climbed up. He sat down on the pile. What a wonderful view! He could see most a mile. "All mine!" Yertle cried. "Oh, the things I now rule! I'm king of a cow, and I'm king of a mule. I'm king of a house, and what's more beyond that, I'm king of a blueberry bush and a cat. I'm Yertle the Turtle, oh marvelous me, for I am the ruler of all that I see." And all through that morning he sat there up high, saying over and over, "A great king am I," until long about noon. Then he heard a faint sigh. "All humans are equal." "What's that?" snapped the king. "All humans are endowed with unalienable rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness." "What's that?" snapped the king. "Whenever any government becomes destructive of these ends, it is our right to abolish it." "What's that?" snapped the king, and he looked down the stack, and he saw at the bottom a turtle named Mac, just a part of his throne. And this plain little turtle looked up, and she said, "Beg your pardon, King Yertle. I've pains in my back and my shoulders and knees. How long must I stand here, your majesty, please?" Prudence indeed will dictate that governments long established should not be abolished for light and transient causes. And accordingly all experience hath shown that humankind are more disposed to suffer while evils are sufferable than to right ourselves by abolishing the governments to which we are accustomed. But when a long train of abuses and usurpations, pursuing invariably the same object, evinces a design to reduce us under absolute despotism, it is our right, it is our duty to throw off such government. Such has been my patient sufferance, and such is now my necessity. The history of the federal government of the United States of America has become a long train of injuries, abuses, and usurpations. "Silence!" the king of the turtles barked back. "I'm king and you're only a turtle named Mac. You stay in your place while I sit here and rule. I'm king of a cow and I'm king of a mule. I'm king of a house and a bush and a cat. But that isn't all. I'll do better than that. My throne shall be higher," his royal voice thundered. "So pile up more turtles. I want 'bout 200. "Turtles, more turtles," he bellowed and brayed, and the turtles way down in the pond were afraid. They trembled, they shook, but they came, they obeyed. From all over the pond they came swimming by dozens, whole families of turtles with uncles and cousins. And all of them stepped on the head of poor Mac. One after another they climbed up the stack. Then Yertle the turtle was perched up so high he could see 40 miles from his throne in the sky. "Hooray!" shouted Yertle. "I'm king of the trees, I'm king of the birds, and I'm king of the bees. I'm king of the butterflies, king of the air. Ah me, what a throne, what a wonderful chair. I'm Yertle the turtle, oh marvelous me, for I am the ruler of all that I see." Then again from below in the great heavy stack came a groan from that plain little turtle named Mac. The history of the federal government of the United States of America has become a long train of injuries, abuses, and usurpations. "Your Majesty, please, I don't like to complain, but down here below we are feeling great pain. I know up on top you are seeing great sights, but down at the bottom we too should have rights. We turtles can't stand it. Our shells will all crack. Besides, we need food. We are starving," groaned Mac. Our federal government has become a cowardly, rotten, degraded, mischievous, rotten, and unspeakable nasty nest of dynastic departments, with brainless battalions of bookkeeping, pencil-sharpening strumpets, and whole regiments of ignorant, characterless, chuckle-headed consuls, who will in their own good time bring destruction upon this broad-shouldered fabric of ours. "You hush up your mouth," howled the mighty King Yertle. "You've no right to talk to the world's highest turtle. I rule from the clouds, over land, over sea. There's nothing, no nothing, that's higher than me." But while he was shouting, he saw with surprise that the moon of the evening had started to rise up over his head in the darkening skies. "What's that?" snorted Yertle. "Say, what is that thing that dares to be higher than Yertle the king? I shall not allow it. I'll go higher still. I'll build my throne higher. I can and I will. I'll call some more turtles. I'll stack 'em to heaven. I need 'bout 5,607. But as Yertle the Turtle King lifted his hand and started to order and give the command, that plain little turtle below in the stack, that plain little turtle whose name was just Mac, decided she'd taken enough, and she had. And that plain little lass got a little bit mad, and that plain little Mac did a plain little thing. She burped. Therefore, I, a peaceful person, by the authority inherent in peaceful persons everywhere, do solemnly publish and declare that I am, and of right ought to be, a free and independent person. I am absolved from all allegiance to the federal government of the United States of America. All political connection between me and that government is and ought to be totally dissolved. As a free and independent person, I have the right to live my life in peace and to do all other acts and things that an independent person may of right do. And her burp shook the throne of the king. And Yertle the turtle, the king of the trees, the king of the air and the birds and the bees, the king of a house and a cow and a mule. Well, that was the end of the Turtle King's rule. For Yertle, the king of all Salamasan, fell off his high throne and fell plunk in the pond. And today, the great Yertle, that marvelous he, is king of the mud. That is all he can see. And the turtles, of course, all the turtles are free, as turtles and maybe all creatures should be.